Akilah Russell 5 hours Saturday, April 13, 2019 Fan theories and Game of Thrones go hand in hand, and conspiracies about Season 8 have been swirling since the last series ended. From Cersei Lannister's transformation into the new Mad King, to an idea that makes Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen's relationship even more creepy, you name it, someone has thought of it. Here we run through all the most popular fan theories, just to prove to you that, well, they're actually probably nonsense. Cersei is becoming the Mad King. Cersei has always been problematic in the show. Photo, HBO, Sky. We all know she is generally a bit off, what with the mass murders, and incest and all. But this theory suggests Cersei Lannister's fall into complete madness is only just beginning, and she's in fact going to lose the plot entirely. According to this rumor, the writers are planning on modeling her life after Aerys, the Mad King Targaryen who died insane after being obsessed with wildfire, which Cersei recently become a fan of. Viewers are claiming her growing lack of perspective is a strong indication she is going to follow in her father's steps, becoming the Mad Queen, and could even burn down the city. Truth rating, 3/10. Let's be honest, she has always been problematic and none of her Mad King-esque behavior is particularly new. Cersei has always been a power-hungry, paranoid wreck, and now she has lost all of her children. There's nothing to keep her grounded, happy or remotely sane. So, while this fan theory is interesting, it doesn't feel like it's based on anything new, so will not be a shocking twist. Tyrion is not a Lannister but actually Targaryen. Is Tyrion really a Lannister? Fans have been asking questions. Photo, HBO, Sky. The tangled Targaryen bloodline is about to get even more complicated. Some fans are absolutely convinced that the only Lannister with a smidgen of a heart, Tyrion, is in fact the illegitimate son of the Mad King. Despite nothing of the sort being mentioned officially, a bevy of viewers have rounded up some clues, such as Tyrion's closeness to the dragons, and Tywin Lannister's dying words, "You're no son of mine." Another apparent piece of evidence is that, in the books he is described to look more like a Targaryen. Truth rating, 2/10. It's a bit of a long shot, isn't it? I mean, stranger things have happened on the show, but the evidence for this one is purely coincidental. But one of the big reasons behind the theory was prophecy that the dragon has 3 heads, interpreted to mean that 3 people had to ride the 3 dragons: Jon, Dany, and Tyrion. Now the Night King has turned one of them. The theory looks a lot less likely. Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen are Azor Ahai, the mother of dragons, and Jon Snow. Photo, HBO, Sky. A complicated theory which is actually proving to be very popular amongst fans. Azor Ahai is the prince that was promised, and a religious myth from the history who owns the Lightbringer sword which is prophesied to kill the Night King. While most believe it's Jon Snow who will take on the part, others believe it's both him and the mother of dragons. On Reddit, one fan wrote, towards the end of the post, the writer surmises a lot of info, but after seeing all their similarities it seems very much like Jon and Dany are the embodiment of ice and fire. I'm not sure how the book will deal with the Azor Ahai prophecy, but it seems like the show is simplifying it, and making Jon and Dany each a half of the prophecy. Truth rating, 1/10. It would be too complex to be accurate in this case. Plus the figure was never described as more than one or plural in any sense, meaning it is likely to be an individual. Not much more needed to debunk this. Lack of evidence and gaps in the story and no real sense of how it's true means this sounds like a dud. Jon will die, again, this time at the hands of Euron Greyjoy. Game of Thrones has been known to spring shocking twists upon its audience before. Could any of the following theories come true? Photo, HBO, say it isn't so. Jon Snow to die, again? Yes, well, no. We can't and won't say that, but fans have and will, and this theory is one that will rock the show if true. In Season 7, Samwell Tarly stumbled upon a group of maesters speaking about the prophecy of Lordos, which states that the drowned god would rise again and kill Aegon. Aegon is Jon's real name, and Euron calls himself the drowned god. Truth rating, 7/10, mainly because we're hoping this will not be true. Watching him get stabbed to death by his own watchman was pretty rough, so let's hope this is not one of the many shocking twists the show is set to throw at us. Although these are the same people who made us sit through the Red Wedding that time, so forgive us for not being trusting. Potential to be true is there, but let's hope this is just whispers and not a fact. Jaime will be the one to eventually kill Cersei. Lena Headey as Cersei Lannister with Nikolai Coster-Waldau as Jaime Lannister in the new season. Helen Sloan, HBO. Their relationship is an odd one to say the least. The brother and sister, who were once madly in love and had children in secret, are no longer as loved up to say the least. To be fair, a lot has happened. Now fans are claiming Jaime will actually be the one to end Cersei's life despite their blood ties and complex romantic history. Viewers think Jaime may be more open to Tyrion's pleas after learning that his little brother was not the one who murdered King Joffrey at the Purple Wedding. His title as the Kingslayer may also be another clue that he might have to live up to his reputation if Cersei becomes the Mad Queen. Couple those facts with the reasoning that he is currently very unhappy with the way the kingdom is being run and you have a motive. Truth rating, 5/10. I'm sure like most of us, we would not put anything past dear Jaime. He's a Lannister. And while they always pay their debts, they're not exactly the most loyal family on the show, and Cersei's tyranny can and must come to an end somehow. Given his history, we know he is very much capable of treason, so let's watch this space. White Walkers are probably going to win. Winter is here. Ross Mullen stepped into the icy shoes of this instantly iconic nemesis. Photo, HBO, Sky. In the Seven Kingdoms there is no justice. Your favorites die, often tragically and brutally, and the showmakers don't care. We say that because we have to look at this next theory through a cold lens, literally. At the end of Season 7, the Night King turned one of Daenerys' dragons into a White Walker dragon and took down the wall that had been keeping them out for thousands of years. Now they have a dragon and the ability to raise an army of undead using humans. This led fans to one conclusion: they are going to gather and overthrow all the kingdoms and be the dominant race, while the humans suffer. Truth rating, 4/10. You never quite know, do you? It's possible but not very likely that this will come to fruition. With all the power, resources and cunningness of the humans, we think they stand a pretty good chance of defeating them in an all-out war. After all, they've done it before, hence the wall being there in the first place. More Game of Thrones television. Game of Thrones.